other panelists, Mr. John Ayers from Regional MLS, RMLS, and Brad Belke from Utah Real Estate. We also have with us this morning is Betsy Hansen. She's the Director of Operations for CMLS, and she will be walking us through some of the parts and pieces of the websites as well. I would also like to thank John and Brad for being our beta testers. They have been so gracious as to help us walk through the website and test things and try things out and tell us where we could improve or change or do things to make it better. So thank you so much, you guys. I know you and your staff have put time in on that, and it's been great feedback for us, so thank you. Also wanted to let you know that we're going to run through the slides today and show you different screenshots, and Brad and John will talk about what they found was helpful or how they're using it or what's been happening there. And if you have any questions along the way, if you will use the chat box, we're going to monitor that, and then we'll bring in the questions at the end, or we'll be watching it, so hopefully we can address those questions as we're going through it. I did want to take just a minute to talk to you a little bit about the vision for this new platform. Having an MLS community and someplace where we can create an opportunity for all of you, our members, to go to share your knowledge and also gain some knowledge. So I had one of my board of directors talk about it as givers or takers. Are you giving the information, or are you taking the information and learning from it? And I think what we're trying to create here is an opportunity for that to happen. In some areas you may be a giver, and some you may be a taker, but it's about sharing the knowledge, expertise, and experience that our fabulous CMLS members have in an effort to better the entire MLS industry and help share the knowledge that we have and make it a more efficient market. So that is really the long-term vision with this, but even just a place to go and find out who is at other MLSs. I know sometimes right now I Google the staff for other places to find out who's the team, and so really looking to bring that into one place you can go to if you have attended a conference somewhere and you're like, I remember the name, but where were they, and it gives you a place to just go directly to connect and network with your peers and colleagues. So one piece of that is that sharing of knowledge, and really that's the future, the next build out that we are looking to do, and we'll talk a little bit about that today, is creating forums that will specifically be around the section councils and the best practice topics, and then from that blogs. So I know right now I hear that it happens that if you have, somebody might have a question and they'll send an email to 3 or 4 of their peers. And so this email string goes around with how are you handling this, or what's happening here and there. And as I say, it gets stored in email heaven. So we're looking to create that internally here on this, within the website and the platform for you, our members, that can actually be captured and retained, and people can reference it to increase our learning and our knowledge base. So that's the future there, future vision of the website. And so if we go to the next slide, and want to give you a little heads up to our new benchmarking survey. The CMLS board did put this as a strategic initiative of continuing. We've done it in the past. So if you will all keep an eye open, we are looking to launch this in the beginning of November. And we are really looking to understand our members and be the place that if you need information about other members, of how, if you want to specifically target how to understand somebody who's similar to your organization and how they're using stuff, we can just support you to make those connections to help increase that information sharing. So that should be coming out the first part of November. It will go to only the primary members in this system, so through the website, and we'll talk about primary members and the different types. And so you'll see that, but be watching for that. I am being very ambitious and asking for 100% participation from our members. So if all of you that are on here can help me with that, and you will definitely be probably hearing from us, even a phone call if we're not seeing it back, because I really think this is so important, and it will be such a great resource for all of you to have references and be able to connect and understand your colleagues and their organizations. So with that, I would say that is all the big things that I wanted to talk about before we jump into the specifics of how to use the website. And so with that, I would like to turn it over to Betsy Hansen, our Director of Operations, and she is going to, with Brad and John, walk you through the different parts and pieces. And again, if you have any questions, please put them in the chat box, and we will open it up at the end and hopefully get all of those answered for you. So, Betsy?
Thank you.
Take it away.
Thank you. So my name is Betsy Hansen. I'm the Director of Operations for CMLS. And I'm just going to walk you through a little bit about the process of signing in to our new website and the different profiles that we have. So the screen right now up on the slide up on the screen right now is our general sign-in page. So you'll see in the bottom right, there's an area for member sign-in. I have my information remembered because I cannot remember logins. So if you want to do that, that works. If not, you just enter your information on the right. There are two different types of profiles on our website. If you are the primary member for an organization, you will have 2 logins. You've received emails about those 2 different logins. If you have not received an email about those, please email us at info@councilofmls.org, and we will let you know what your different logins are. So one is for your individual profile, where it will be you as a person and your information. And the other is for your organization, which has more fields to fill out and has more information about the organization as a whole. So those are 2 separate logins, and you will see different information based on whether you are logged in as an individual or if you are logged into your organizational profile. Also on this main page, there is a forgot password link. So if you ever are forgetting your password, you can either email us or just click the link and the site will send you an email to reset your password so that you don't get locked out. This is your main profile management screen. It's under Manage Profile on the right, under My Profile. It's the second one down. This is where you're going to be able to access your information and settings. So you'll edit your bio, update your preferences that we'll go into a little bit. This is also where you can see invoices, payments, and history. If you are logged in as the organization, you will see the membership tab. Because it's the organizational profile, you can edit what type of membership you have, view your status, and view your options. And then also down here are content and features and different information. So this is really the main hub page that will have the information about you and your membership in the website. So that is just a general overview of where you want to go to find out information and to edit yourself. And I'm going to turn it over to John Ayers to talk a little bit more in depth about the member profile.
All right. Thank you, Betsy. So this is kind of the main thing that we want everybody to take away after the webinar today is to get logged in and go in and fill out your member profile so everybody else can search for you and find you and start communicating with you. So I'm going to walk through some of the fields here in the member profile and call out some specific fields that are special here in the CMLS website that you may not see in other profiles you're filling out. The very first field is under the account information section here is a unique field, and that's your personalized URL. And that is a URL that the site will create for you that goes directly to your profile on the CMLS website. So that does need to be a unique name. I went ahead and made mine John Ayers RMLS, and that creates it. It'll show you once you create that, it'll show you a URL, and that's probably not something you want to say put in like your email signature because people would need to be able to log into the CMLS website in order to see that profile. But it is something maybe you could put in your signature when you're posting in the forums or responding in groups. And that way other members could just click on it and get right to your profile. The rest of the fields in that section are pretty self-explanatory, your name, your password. Headshot image is one I wanted to talk a little bit about. Definitely I want to urge everybody to please upload a headshot image. I am bad with names, and so I often go to the conference, meet a number of people, come back and want to contact them, and don't remember the last name. I know the first name, but if I had a picture, I could certainly, I could pick them out. So if everybody uploads their image, then it's going to be very easy for us to go through and do member searches and say, okay, that's the Brad I talked to because I can see his image. So, and one little tip that I found when managing your headshot image, Once you've uploaded it, if you ever want to go change it, when you click on that link to change it, it's going to just take you to your main profile page. If you hover over the image, your headshot image, you'll see an edit and a kind of a paper and a pen icon and a trash can icon up in the top left of the image. And that is how you can either change it or remove it. But please don't remove it. Please leave it there. Makes it easier. The rest of these get a little personal. You can put in kind of all your name information. You can go really deep and put in your spouse's name, marriage status, stuff like that. And that leads me to one of the little features you may notice. There's kind of a head and shoulder icon next to the left of a lot of these different fields you'll see when filling out your profile. And what that lets you do is mark that field as private. So when you see the head and shoulders icon like that's next to the email address field there, that means that that is being publicly displayed to other members once they've logged into the CMLS website. So it's not, open to the general public, but just other members in the site. But if you click on that button, you will get a little pop-down that lets you set that as private. And so as you're going through and filling out your profile here, you can mark certain fields private that you don't want everybody in the other members of the CMLS site to see. Those are next to, there's some social media fields where you can put in your Facebook and Twitter URLs, which I think Brad is going to walk us through later how to go find those URLs. And if you don't want people going and looking at your Facebook profile, you can mark that private. And then there's more information that you can put in lower down here about how long you've been with your organization and how long you've been in the industry, and those also can be marked private. So I believe that is the main part of the editing profile page. Was there anything else on this page, Betsy, that you wanted me to touch on? The links over there?
No, I think we're all set.
Okay. Okay.
I'm trying to advance the slide.
So when we go to the next slide here, this is where you can set your preferences. This is back out on your main profile page. There's a preferences button. And this is where you can kind of turn on and off both how visible you want to be and how many kind of notifications you want to get from the website. A lot of this is, if you're a part of a group, which would be, groups are going to be more smaller things like section councils. Section councils are a great example of what groups will be inside the website initially. And then forums, which they're about to add, is going to be a much more public place where, as Danae was talking about earlier, that where you can go in and kind of post a question and other members of the MLS community can talk about, can respond, and you can kind of make connections there. So you can turn off when, say, somebody in your group changes their profile. They update their profile photo or something. Maybe you don't want to see every time when somebody does that. You can just uncheck that option and it won't show. Maybe you don't want other CMLS members to see your favorites. You don't want them to know what your favorite stuff is. So you could uncheck that as well, but that's visible in your profile. I think that's kind of the majority of these. These are really just to let you customize kind of how often you're notified of things changing inside the CMLS site.
Great. So we're going to go over to Brad.
Hi, everybody. So I'm just going to talk briefly about the photo section of the member profile. And I guess the reason why I feel a little more passionately about this is that we all go to the CMLS conferences. A lot of us travel to NAR meetings, and a lot of us know each other really well that have been in the industry for a while, but some of us do not. And you may have met someone for the first time or had a quick conversation with them in the hallway, and you go back to your office and you cannot remember the person's name. And it's probably happened to all of us, but you would remember them if you could recognize their photo. And really, this is a really good opportunity for all of us to have a place for MLS industry professionals to come into a Facebook-type environment and find that individual you spoke to. Maybe you have a question for them, maybe you want to follow up on a conversation. And so if you upload your photo, and there's a beautiful photo of a camel here with lipstick, but if you upload your photo here, it's an easy opportunity for you to search for people that you met at the CMLS meetings or other meetings. connect with them, message them, and just sort of make yourself more available. And I think that's just a huge benefit to everybody who has membership in CMLS, is to be able to connect with one another. What I would say on this, it's a pretty simple process. You edit it. John mentioned it earlier. Just edit the photo, upload a photo. A good photo would be best, and make yourself have a presence on this page. Betsy, if we go to the next screen, I think what's even better about this is that you can then move into tying your social networking into the CMLS website. And what's great about that is you may want to then, after you see the photo, you recognize who they are. Maybe you want to connect with them on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on one of the different social networks that you belong to, and allow your relationship with that person to have some more opportunities to connect. So you go into My Networks, you can add, I don't know, Betsy, if you want to actually do it, but you can add your Facebook and LinkedIn URL straight from here. You just add it's very easy. There's if you see at the top where it says most popular networks, it says Facebook, LinkedIn. You can put it in, paste in your URL, and that'll be an immediate link from the CMLS website to your social networking page. I know for me, I actually maintain both a business and a social Facebook page, and so it makes it very easy to connect with people. I rarely will not accept a friend on my business page, and just to go from there. So it's a really easy, fast, and nice way of connecting with people in the industry through the CMLS platform. Betsy, should I turn it back over to you?
Sure. If you just want to go over really quickly also on Facebook and Twitter, these are just the screens that show you where to find your username, because I know a lot of people don't necessarily know that.
And that's a great point, Betsy. So one of the things you may be confused about is how do I get my Facebook page connected with this. If you go into your general account settings in Facebook, you actually do have a specific username. You may not know what it is because it doesn't usually display on your URL. It doesn't display on your Facebook page. But if you go into your account settings here, you can see your username. In this case, it's Betsy's, facebook.com/betsy.hansen.7. You will have some form of unique identifier for yourself in Facebook. You can just copy that, paste it in to the add a profile section for the CMLS website, and it'll pretty much automatically link you up. Okay. Do the same thing with LinkedIn and Twitter. You can also find usually your Twitter name is a little more common, but you can also go into your account settings in Twitter, copy your username from there, then just add it into your CMLS site, and your Twitter account will be linked as well.
Great. Thank you, Brad. Just really quickly wanted to go over our member search. So when you're a logged in member, you have access to more information than on public. So on the main website, there's membership, and then there's going to be a member search, and there's also member list. Member list is the public list that anyone can see. It just has organizational names that are members of CMLS. Once you're a logged in member, you can go to the member search tab, and you can also search for individuals or companies. Individual search will bring up individual profiles, like we discussed earlier, and the company search will bring up the organizational records. So you'll see a map with information about where items are located. So if you just put in Georgia, you're going to get multiple things that are in Georgia, and it'll show you a map of Georgia with multiple MLSs, and also our business partner members. So that is pretty much what we have for you today, is a general overview of the website. Thank you so much to John and Brad for your great overview and for all of your help in beta testing. And then we'll check if there have been any questions. Monica, I don't see any. But if anyone has any questions, please do let us know. Also, you can always contact Monica Schneider. She is on the call, and she is our membership coordinator. Her email is down here, Monica Schneider, and she also has her phone number here. All of this information will be up on our website, along with the recording of the webinar. So if any of your colleagues are interested about how to use our website or have any questions, we would encourage that you please direct those. And then also please email us if you have any ideas for additional build-outs or ways to utilize the system that we have not yet discussed, because we really value your feedback and input. And then Danae, I didn't know if you had anything else you wanted to add?
I did. I wanted to expand on that last statement a little bit, in the fact that the reason for launching this and to creating this new website was, like I said, a place for everybody to share their information, to gain knowledge, and the only way that this is going to be effective and as successful as it can be is the participation of our members. So please, I really encourage you to get into the system and, you know, dig around it and see what's there, and give us your feedback and give us your input to help us make this a resource for you. What is it that you want it to be? And we can only do that with your input. So I really encourage you to give us that feedback if you're interested in being more active as we start beta testing other parts and pieces, because this management system that's under here is very robust. So there's lots of things we can do, and we just want to make sure and take them out one at a time to make sure we're doing the best job at that particular one at that time. So if you have input, we really encourage that. And then also to give you a little more idea, eventually our CMLS courses will be in here, and you'll be able to see, it will be added to your profile of what courses you've taken, where you're at, and we're actually going to take the CMLX 1 class to an online learning base, and it will be integrated within this. That's our one of our next big projects. We're kicking that off here. Also, all registrations going forward will be within this system. You can, again, track it. You can saw where the invoice was for our events, paying for your CMLX classes, your members' dues renewals, the conference, all of that will be in here. And really, we're looking to just build this website and this environment as a member benefit. There's been a lot of discussion since I came on board as to paywalls or not paywalls. What do our members have access to that the rest of the community may not have access to because of you are a member? And we're really going to look at increasing that and making sure that you have available to you what is supportive to you in your roles and your organizations to be more successful. So the more we develop this, the more I hope that you will see the benefit of this resource by being a member of CMLS and really using it to support you in your daily roles. So that's my additional input on those. And I know this is just the intro, and our first big step is to get people involved, signed in, profiles working, and start that back and forth interaction of our members on here. So with that, I would say, Betsy or Monica, did we have any questions come in? Do we have anything else we need to cover?
I don't see any questions, and I think that we've covered our overview.
For today. We wanted to keep it short and sweet, so it's you guys can get back to doing your doing what you do every day, but wanted just to run through it, and we are available if you do come up with any questions later, or if you're in there and you're having issues, please call any one of us, send us an email. We will be happy to walk you through it. And if you are interested in working with us to beta test the different parts and pieces as we go, please let us know that. And really like to thank Brad and John for doing that process, because I know that took extra time for them, but it was very helpful, and I think we wouldn't quite be where we are with what it is today without that. So thank you both for your time of not only the webinar, but helping us walk through it up to this point.
Well, thank you, Danae. The website was already in great shape by the time we saw it, so you guys did a great job.
Yes, thanks, Danae. And I just want to make sure everybody goes in and tries it out, sets up your profile. As Danae said, if you don't use it, it won't work. So we need everybody to go in and participate.
Great. Thanks, everyone, and have a fabulous day.